This video is about how to do combat in the Codex. Once you have your heroes and your monsters on the map, in order for you to to start combat, you will drag a box against all of the willing participants to combat. You would click on the Tools button and then click Draw Steel. This is going to start initiative. By default, it may start with the players or the monster's turn. Depending on how combat has started, surprise may have come into effect, in which one party's turn is determined over the other automatically. Alternatively, you may need to get one of the players to roll a d10 in order to determine initiative, with 1 to 5 being the monsters first and 6 to 10 being the players first. If they do roll the dice and you need to change it, it is simply a matter of clicking on the opposite turn. So monster's turn here, the text, and then player's turn here, and that will change where the cross swords are flashing. So the cross swords are how we will determine, or you will choose it's your turn. So when you have multiple heroes or multiple monsters, when you want to select who will go first, you just click on the cross swords and that will select you in the initiative. If someone has just acts, so if it's the player's turn and there's multiple players and they're still discussing that's whose turn it is, and someone has accidentally clicked the cross swords or has moved their token or committed an action, that will actually automatically start the initiative and put it in their start their turn and put it in their turn. If that is done in error and you want to reset, if you hover, so there's this little arrow that indicates whose turn it is in the initiative, and if you click the little X here, that will reset the initiative and allow that group to then select whose turn it is. So you can do this, and then we'll do attacks as per normal. Set the result, and you'll see that they'll automatically attack. We can end the turn, and it will default over to the player, and now the player gets to take his turn. What also may come up into effect is when a player, such as the Shadow, uses hesitation as weakness. So it's you're on the monster's turn, or the player's just had their turn and it's about to switch to the monster's turn. You might have your player go, I'm going to use my triggered action in order to use hesitation as weakness. So there's a couple of things that we'd want to resolve here. So first of all, we'd want to make sure that for this round, that Shadow's triggered action has been used. So to do that, you may notice when I select this token that there is a faint pink ring on the outside of this token. That indicates that this token, or this player, has not used their triggered action this turn, and it is available to use. In the bottom the bottom down here on the left-hand side in the action panel, there is a little pink hand. That is the triggered action. If you click this, it will indicate that the player has used their triggered action, and this will automatically reset on the next round. Then I would, if it was on the monster's turn, I would click on player's turn and allow this, it's already selected on him, but it would be the monster's turn, and I would click the player's turn, and then that would give him his cross swords, allow him to take his turn outside of initiative order. After that had been resolved, I would switch back to the monster's turn. So if we are to end this turn and then end the monster's turn here, you'll see what I mean, that the triggered action has now reset for this hero at the start of the round. So another thing that would be worth noting here is how to manage minions when they take lots of damage. So if I go here and I want to use my 5 cost ability, so let's give me 5 heroic resource here. But get in, get out is what I want to use. I'm going to go in here, and because I want this to do the maximum damage so I can show you how this works, I'm just going to type in 18 here and go roll dice and accept the result. Now, that has done more damage to this group of minions. So it's reached one of the thresholds where it would be able to kill a character. And you can see that there's these glowing skull icons. These skull icons will determine, so the player or the director can click on these and go, which one do we want to die? Because this one has, so the Shadow has attacked the one closest to him, it makes more sense for him to click on this one. That will then remove the token from the icon from these 2 tokens, and now the amount of the health pool has reduced to being only 2 tokens sharing their health pool, and the appropriate damage has been applied. If we do that same thing again, you'll see both are dead now because that has exceeded. They had 11 hit points and I did 12 damage to them. That has completely exceeded it, and they are both automatically dead. I do not have to select between them. And that is pretty much it for initiative. So it'll count the round up here. When you're in combat, if you have a monster selected, you will have your villain points here that you can edit. This is not currently automated, so you would need to apply the normal rules as per the packet you're playing. So right now that would be round number plus 1 villain point for 1 malice for each hero that is in the party, plus the number of victories that they have as well. So for this, it'd be round 1, there's 1 hero, so that's 1 point, and they have 0 victories, so it's just two malice. But that's how you manage that, and then when you go over the amount that it has, should be available for you to now spend, and it's no longer faded out and it is red. That number should stay consistent depending on the tokens that you have selected. That number should stay consistent with you, and then when you spend the ability, so we'll spend it, you'll see that it should reduce this by once I've accepted the result, it will reduce my total amount of malice by the number of the cost of the ability. If you have any other questions about how combat works in the Codex, please let me know, and I'm happy to do another video.